I met Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge in Bengaluru on November 25th. Before Kharge left for Delhi, adding another new dramatic act in the unending Nataka over who will be the Karnataka CM. Earlier, amid speculation about a possible change in leadership, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah said that he, along with DK Shivakumar, will act according to the decision of the Congress High Command. The dramatic power tussle between Siddaramaiah and DK has brought the spotlight back to the Congress party's inability to implement power-sharing arrangements between the two leaders.
ಈಗ MLAಗಳು ಅವರು ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅವರು ಏನು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡೋಣ ಜನ. ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಎ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್. ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. No, my filing, whatever they want to say, let them say to the High Command. Ultimately, to put a full stop to this confusion, the High Command has to take a decision. High Command ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗಪ್ಪ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಓಡಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ತಾವು ಕೂಡ ಸಿಎಂ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್?
ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡುವಂತ
ನಾನು ಅವ್ರು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಫೋನು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕರೆದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರಿ ಅಂತಾನು ನಾನು ಕೇಳಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ, ನನಗೆ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Before Karnataka, the Indian National Congress had tried power sharing between two strong regional satraps in many states, but it was never successful. Let me give you the example. In 2018, the Congress returned to power in Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. In all the three states, a tug-of-war ensued between two tall leaders over the post of Chief Minister. To resolve this mess, the central leadership evolved an informal power-sharing formula of rotating leaders for 2.5 years each. In Rajasthan, there was consensus on making Ashok Gehlot CM for the first 2 years and a half and Sachin Pilot the CM for the last 2 years and a half. But Pilot launched a flag of rebellion against Gehlot before being dissuaded. In Chhattisgarh, Bhupesh Baghel was to be the CM for the first 2.5 years, followed by T.S. Singh Dev. But Baghel refused to follow the formula and T.S. Singh Dev relinquished certain portfolios to express his anger. In Madhya Pradesh, the Congress formed the government in December 2018, winning 114 seats. The power tussle between Kamal Nath and Jyotiraditya Scindia was evident, but in March 2020, the Jyotiraditya Scindia quit as the tussle went out of hand and joined BJP along with 22 loyalist MLAs, reducing Kamal Nath government to a minority. The Congress government fell. This raises some pertinent questions. Will Congress repeat the mistake of Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh in Karnataka? Can DK Shivakumar do another Scindia in Karnataka? Who has the support in Congress legislature party, Siddha or DK? And how badly this natak affected Congress image in Karnataka? These are the moot questions. On this issue, I am joined by Vijay Grover, senior journalist, Ramakrishna Upadhyay, another senior journalist from Karnataka, and advocate Nikhil Jain, political analyst. Let me straight away go to Mr. Upadhyay. Sir, a very straight question to you. Do you think that a Rajasthan or a Chhattisgarh or a Madhya Pradesh sort of a thing can happen in Karnataka? Because this is happening very frequently now. Who's going to be the chief minister, and the MLAs come out and they go to Delhi and the meeting takes place, the barrage of bites, but ultimately it's only Congress that looks up ending bad.
I think that is the nightmare which the Congress High Command is right now facing. They know that it has reached a stage where it has to be resolved. What to do with Shivakumar's demand to be put as a chief minister since Siddaramaiah has completed 2.5 years, and there is no clarity as to whether this kind of agreement was there or not. The High Command is also not making it very clear. But obviously something has been, agreed upon in May 2023 when it took the Congress High Command 5 full days to decide on who should be the Chief Minister. We all know how Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar camped in Delhi for 5 days and refused to budge. And finally, it was Sonia Gandhi who persuaded Shivakumar to accept DCM's post, and that's how this government formation came about. Now that Siddaramaiah has completed 2.5 years, so obviously Shivakumar and his supporters are raising the issue of giving him a chance. But I think the specter of 2023, when the Congress lost, those three important states, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh, has begun to haunt the Congress High Command. Very definitely so, because they lost all three states which was under their control. And remember what impact it had on the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Imagine what would have been the scenario if the Congress state governments had not fallen in 23. So that being the case, it's moving cautiously. The High Command is moving very cautiously, because they know that any move to move Siddaramaiah out of a chief minister's post will instill instability in Karnataka politics, and which they don't want to happen.
Okay, Vijay, your opening comments on this issue. Then I'll go, take elicit some specific responses from all of you. Vijay.
Karthia, given the fact that, if you see the performance of Siddaramaiah in the last 2.5 years, the guarantee schemes, despite the financial crisis that the state had, is still being maintained. And that's something which certainly goes to the credit of Siddaramaiah, that he's been able to deliver on these guarantees to the people. Now, if you were to compare Jyotiraditya Scindia's scenario with DK Shivakumar, the fact is DK Shivakumar welcome in the BJP, or is the BJP even trying to woo him or do backdoor talks to him? Certainly not, because even though the BJP High Command may be willing to get him in, the state unit certainly is not looking at that kind of a scenario where they can have him come into the party fold. Or even
Vijay, when Ashok Chavan can be accommodated, I think anyone can be accommodated. They ran an entire campaign against Ashok Chavan.
And knowing Vijendra, see, the caste dynamics are very different, and I think so it's a little difficult to make a space for himself in this.
I think we lost your voice, Vijay. Vijay, I think we lost your voice. We lost your voice. Nikhil, please take that question.
So Karthikeya, I do agree with Mr. Grover to quite an extent that neither the BJP state unit would want DK Shivakumar, nor DK Shivakumar, and more importantly, not DK Shivakumar would want to shift to the BJP. So far as these power tussles are concerned, I think you'd always see them in every single party that has a bunch of strong leaders. And I've been saying this for a very long time about Karnataka, that in Karnataka, Congress has a problem of too many. They have too many strong leaders, and obviously every leader and their supporters like to, stake claim to the post of the chief minister. And it's not just DK Shivakumar. You have G. Parameshwara, you have Satish Jattuyoli, you have Zamir Ahmed, you have BK Hari Prasad. A whole bunch of leaders would want to be the chief minister if given the chance. Their supporting MLAs would want their leader to be the chief minister if given a chance.
Can I just stop you for a minute? I'll remind you of one thing. When I started my career early, when I was given the Congress beat, a lot of people, senior, would say, in Madhya Pradesh, Congress has a problem of too many. I said, why? I said, they have too many leaders. Also, big CM candidates are from Madhya Pradesh. So, Rahul Singh, Jyotiraditya Scindia, Digvijay Singh, and Kantilal Bhuria, Suresh Pachauri, and they would name 7 or 8 more leaders. And so what happened was that the Congress ended up with the leaders and the workers were not there, and then came the phenomena of Mamaji in form of the BJP leadership, and he continued as chief minister for next 15 years. So it's not as if that too many leaders should make you comfortable. Sometimes you need less leaders and more workers in a party, and you know what I'm saying.
Karthikeya, I 100% agree with you, but that's the difference between Karnataka of today and Madhya Pradesh of 20 years ago, 15 years ago, that the Congress in Karnataka is certainly not short of workers. Of course, every worker does have their allegiance to one or the other leader. Most of them do, not all of them, but the Congress is not short-staffed on workers, and workers who are committed to the party before they are committed to one leader. I don't think in Karnataka you can see a situation wherein one leader, when they shift to another party, he will take along his workers like we saw with Scindia and Madhya Pradesh. So I don't think that is particularly a problem before the Congress High Command or the Congress Party in Karnataka right now. And so far as the government is concerned, the BJP might be, leveling these charges that there are too many potholes.
No, it's not. Today, I didn't call a BJP panelist for one simple reason, because this whole conversation, this debate is not on the BJP. This is actually about a Congress in a big state they are ruling. Vijay, the line got cut. My question is very simple here. There is no smoke without fire. I mean, there has to be some reason that exactly after every 3 months, there's a demand. Either they had made some promise to DK they can't keep, or Siddaramaiah actually has the muscle in the legislature. DK controls the organization, but he has got the numbers in terms of MLAs, and the leadership of the Congress is so weak right now in Delhi that they can't resolve the issue. There has to be something for the MLAs to come out and speak like that, Look at Gujarat BJP. They end up changing everything once, twice, thrice. And you only come to know it, in evening that something is going to happen to, next day at 10 o'clock. And no one makes a statement. No one speaks about it.
Well, see, Karthikeya, the BJP of today is what the Congress was during Indira Gandhi's time. That the High Command was so strong and powerful that, nobody could raise a voice against the High Command. But today, after especially the Bihar polls, where does the Congress High Command stand? Certainly, regional startups like Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar feel very powerful, because this is one of the states where, they have the government and they have the party machinery running from here very systematically. Now, certainly DK Shivakumar had been promised, is what I gather from some of the MLAs, that the 2.5 year thing. But given the fact that Rahul Gandhi's politics at the moment is of backward communities, he's been talking about Sabka Saath, Sabka Adhikar and, that kind of a thing. Now, a moment when you talk of your politics hinged around OBCs and Dalits, how can you replace a OBC leader with a forward caste leader? Certainly, that is not something that is going to send a right message. So clearly, this is something where DK Shivakumar will have to get the message that at the moment it does not fit into the messaging that the Congress is doing to replace an OBC leader with a forward caste leader. And clearly, this is where we'll need to look at DK Shivakumar, though he is a great organizer, has a good leadership skills, everything, nothing against him per se. But the fact is that, the caste is something that goes against him at the moment, and certainly not the number of MLAs that he actually would need them to rally behind.
Are you saying it's boiling down to caste, Mr. Upadhyay? Because similar considerations people wrote about when change in Chhattisgarh were being sought, and people felt that can't change Bhupesh Baghel, on the similar line. So is it about the caste arithmetic, or is it about the numbers Siddaramaiah has?
Really playing out not that big, because see, after all, Siddaramaiah has had 7 years as a chief minister. So, yeah, of course, he's a star leader of the OBC, but it doesn't mean he can't be changed. I mean, Siddaramaiah, so Shivakumar has equal right to get the chief minister's post, because if it is promised, then it has to be given. And he also represents, the powerful Vakilika community, which is one of the most dominant communities in Karnataka, and he can't be, denied for too long. So it's not that, because Siddaramaiah is from OBC that he can't be replaced. I think the more problematic thing is he has the support of a large number of MLAs, and which Shivakumar lacks. So they will not. The High Command doesn't know how to handle the situation once Siddaramaiah is asked to step down, if at all is asked to step down. So they don't even.
What's your assessment? Will he be asked to step down? What's your assessment?
They have not been able to discuss, even make Siddaramaiah sit down and then work out an exit plan. So they were not even called to both of them for a discussion. So that, I think that is where the problem lies.
Okay, Nikhil, you wanted to come in?
I just wanted to point out that DK Shivakumar does belong to the Vakilika community, and many sects of the Vakilika community do fall within the OBC. So I'm not entirely sure if this argument of OBC versus non-OBC in the case of DK and Siddaramaiah holds so much present. That was the limited point I wanted.
Okay, but the fact of the matter is the image of the Congress party is getting affected, Nikhil. That cannot be denied.
See, Karthikeya, I feel that the whatever adverse impact the Congress party may have on the national narrative or on the image is largely to do with the fact that the BJP is giving it way too much fire, and we're all discussing it in the national media, because whenever there is some sort of rift or disagreement,
you need to see the mics that were chasing DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah. I was not asking the question. There were 15 to 20 mics in front of Siddaramaiah and 15 to 20 mics in front of DK. And this reminds me of the Telangana coverage of between 2019 and 2014. You would have 25 mics in front of every MP from then United Andhra Pradesh. Telangana hoga ki nahi hoga, and ultimately it led to the rout of the Congress party. Constant question on whether there will be two states or not. I can give it
No,
to
but
you. You know, this
I
constant
was making a
questioning
larger point.
is not about who will be the chief minister. This constant questioning tells you that there is some sort of an instability in the system.
No, but I was making a larger point that whenever there is the slightest of disagreement within the Congress party, somehow it gains more national attention. I'm not blaming you or anybody in the national media. It simply is probably it's more interesting story for people to look at when it's something in the Congress. Like you yourself mentioned that the entire cabinet and council of ministers get changed overnight in Gujarat, and somehow it doesn't make national media, because I think when we talk about the BJP, people just take it for granted that Narendra Modi can do whatever he wants. But the larger question is that the kind of political system we want in the country, where one or two people in Delhi can decide to change the entire cabinet of a state in a moment's notice and nobody is going to bat an eye? I think even if there are indeed disagreements between Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar, I think that is a healthy sign for democracy. Every political leader should be able to stake political
But I
claim
don't
to
think
the
that Delhi would desire that. You know, that might be the healthy sign of democracy, but I don't think Delhi desires it. BJP didn't desire that sort of party functioning when they were in opposition. That the sort of open scene that happened when Uma Bharti got up and started shouting. No one wants that in their party. But Vijay, I have a broader issue here. Do you think that the Congress will be able to resolve this issue? Do you think that this can get ugly like Chhattisgarh or Rajasthan? Madhya Pradesh is an extreme example. The Jyotiraditya Scindia broke the party. But do you think that this tussle can be as ugly as Rajasthan? Because even Ashok Gehlot refused to contest elections for the office of president for which he was asked. And I know that because I was in Kerala that day. He had a meeting with Rahul Gandhi. I had gone to report there. On his way, he went to Maharashtra. I think he went to Sai Baba temple. And from there, there was a statement that he was not going to contest the elections. He opted out. The guy opted out. So, do you think that this is either going to go the Chhattisgarh way, where Bhupesh Baghel made a presentation of the entire battery of MLAs to Delhi when he took the bus, or this is going to go the Rajasthan way? And ironically, Vijay, Ajay Makkar and Mallikarjun Kharge was sent there. They were sent there.
Okay.
And they had to come back empty-handed. Well, both of them were furious. I know you track Congress, so I'm asking you this very pointed question related to nitty-gritties of what has happened.
Well, Karthikeya, KC Venugopal made a brief halt at the airport and everybody went to meet him yesterday. Also, trying to put their point, and all the leaders, MLAs and everyone was, trying to share their point of view. But one of the things over here, Karthikeya, the scenario today is very different as far as the Congress is concerned. And Siddaramaiah, given the fact that, the kind of temperament that he holds, I don't think so he's going to budge, and nobody would, will be willing to put that kind of pressure on him for budging. Certainly that is something, because, in January this year, he will break the record of Devaraj Urs as the longest serving chief minister of the OBC community. Now, this is one thing where, statistics do play a vital role, and that is one thing that he will want to do. In any case, we have a assembly session which is coming till the 19th, and then we start the inauspicious period. So, the next best time when you could have a reshuffle or maybe a change would be only in mid-January. So this storm is going to blow over like it did in the past. And as I told you, like DK Shivakumar certainly will want to either break the party, because every second day he gives that statement that I am a congressman and I will die a congressman. That very clearly is something that he's trying to put that moral pressure. But bargains are a part of politics, and anything else.
So here is the question. Absolutely fantastic point, Vijay, you made. What is the bargain? What will the party give DK? That's the point. Now, there has to be a bargain. What is the bargain? What will he get?
The bargain is he'll continue to be the KPCC president, and the next election is 2028. He will decide who gets the B form, who doesn't get the B form, and that will be the biggest thing that he will have. That he will pitch himself in 2028 as the CM candidate. And I think so Siddaramaiah, once he's done his tenure and broken the record, I don't think so he's going to be very keen and excited about this whole thing. Clearly, more than the politicians, it's the cronies around them who, flare up these kind of debates. That is where we see the scenario. And why are we even ruling out other leaders? Why cannot be a Mallikarjun Kharge who's brought back as the chief minister over here? Or why cannot it be a Jharki Holi? So clearly there is still, a lot of
I think
game
Mallikarjun
left as far
Kharge,
as this is concerned.
I really don't think so. He can be brought back as the chief minister. I don't think that's possible.
Can I
Mr.
make this one
Padhya.
point, Karthikeyan?
Sure, please go ahead.
Grover is saying that Shivakumar should be happy that he'll be able to distribute the tickets for 2028. I don't think he'll wait that long, and that's not a very big deal. He wants to be the chief minister. I mean, nothing short of that. So he's made it very clear that the promise has been made, and that has been, and he's as senior as Siddaramaiah. In fact, more senior in the Congress party. He has won 8 consecutive elections for 36 years. He has been a legislator, and he has contributed so much for the Congress party, more than Siddaramaiah, in fact. In terms of solving
More than Siddaramaiah. He has contributed more than Siddaramaiah.
In terms of serving the Congress party. You remember there was a crisis in Maharashtra. Deshmukh government was about to fall, and all his MLAs were brought to Karnataka and kept here for a week. It was Shivakumar who did that. And then when there was a problem in Gujarat that Ahmad Patel had contested Rajya Sabha elections, it was Shivakumar who brought the MLAs here and ensured that Ahmad Patel got elected. So he has served the party, and he feels that.
So he is the SUV of the Congress party, special utility vehicle.
Absolutely, and he obviously thinks that he should be given a return gift for that. So I don't see that why he should give up now and just wait for a distribution of tickets in 2028.
No, I don't. Nikhil, do you think that he's going to wait for long? And this is the photo. He's in Delhi. He's meeting his colleagues in Delhi. Nikhil.
No, Karthikeya, I think DK Shivakumar himself has made it very, very clear that he's been a congressman since ever, and he would remain to be a congressman since forever. And the people that I've spoken to in Karnataka, all of them have told me one thing, that a lot of it is less than what is meeting the eye. There will not be any strong move or any sort of a debacle as many in the media or many in Delhi are expecting. It would be a by and large smooth sail. Of course, those are politicians at the end of the day. Sometimes we forget in our ideological
Is it because that the Congress glue is strong, or is it because of the fact that the house of BJP is not in order? It's the only state in this country where the house of BJP is in complete disorder, and that's Karnataka. So the Congress is not surviving out of its own strength. It's surviving that the house of BJP is in such disarray. It's amazing. I mean, so look at Gujarat, look at Madhya Pradesh, pretty well organized house. Look at Karnataka, you get more news from Karnataka BJP than Karnataka Congress.
No, Karthikeya, I think certainly it's because the House of Congress is so strong, because even whenever we look at it, when we look at this sort of phenomenon in any other state, it is the House of the BJP in Delhi that matters. It is Amit Shah, Narendra Modi, JP Nadda and the people in Delhi who initiate these defections, party breakings and government changes, CM changes, all of that, whether it was Madhya Pradesh, whether it was Maharashtra, whether there were signs of that in Rajasthan. Every time it is spearheaded from Delhi. So I don't think
सीखा तो कांग्रेस पार्टी से ही है, सीखा किससे है? तो सीख तो कांग्रेस पार्टी से लिया इन लोगों ने 60s और 70s में, शिक्षा तो वहीं से लेके आ गए.
Why doesn't the Congress have such good managers? I'm asking him, why doesn't the Congress have such good managers who manage from Delhi?
Congress had managers. It's not as if the Congress didn't have managers.
They become very weak.
That's for the Congress party to answer. I don't think that's
they used to do that for a long time. Now they become very weak under this present dispensation.
Vijay, you were saying something?
I said the BJP of today is the Congress of 70s and 80s.
Oh, absolutely.
The High Command ruled overnight.
Absolutely. And Nikhil, your closing comments? Do you expect any Natak to come to a conclusion, or do you think that there will be another edition after 2 months?
No, certainly. I don't think this will carry on for much longer. I think it's just a couple of days, and Mallikarjun Kharge himself has made it clear that he's in Delhi right now to attend the Constitution Day celebrations on the 26th. I think a lot more is being read into it than is actually happening behind the closed doors.
Okay, thank you all of you, because I personally feel that this CM Karnataka drama has become a sort of a running composition from Karnataka, from the Congress party, and the casualty is not being borne by Siddaramaiah and DK. They are in power. The casualty is the image of the Congress party that the house is not in order. So this was on point 2. On point 3, after the break, we'll talk about Prime Minister Modi's verbal trip from Ayodhya to Kurukshetra, but after a short break.
आराम से आराम से।
हाँ।
सामान देना भैया।
अब आगे क्या करना है? वो पिट्टू की पर्ची में देखो ना, कहाँ गई पर्ची?
नमस्ते।
जी
हाँ?
मुझे पता है वो पर्ची में क्या लिखा होता है। आप चलिए मेरे साथ। व्हील चेयर, ये आपका और ये
हाँ।
आपका। पर्ची में शॉपिंग की बात तो जरूर लिखी होती है। थोड़ी पेट पूजा की बात कोई पर्ची में ना लिखे, ऐसा हो सकता है?
टिफिन लाया।
थैंक यू।
अरे पर्ची मिल गई।
पर्ची में तो ये सब लिखा ही नहीं था।
हम है ना आपकी पर्ची।
सिर्फ वर्ल्ड क्लास एयरपोर्ट्स नहीं चलाते हैं, आपके सफर में हम सफर बन जाते हैं। अदानी हम करके दिखाते हैं।
जी, आपने भारत कनेक्ट का नाम सुना है?
शादी वादी कराएं क्या?
शादी नहीं, 5 लाख एजेंट्स की मदद से बिल पेमेंट्स पॉसिबल बनाते हैं।
ओ
जैसे अभी किया।
शाबाश।
आप हमें जानते नहीं पर मानते जरूर हैं। हम हैं भारत कनेक्ट।
From Ayodhya to Kurukshetra, Prime Minister, in his whirlwind tour, asserted the core cultural agenda of BJP. Prime Minister Narendra Modi unfurled the flag on the top of Ram Temple in Ayodhya. The gathering was different this time. Unlike the last time, when the entire who's who of the India was invited, this time people associated with the temple movement was celebrated. Modi was accompanied by Mohan Bhagwat and Yogi Adityanath. The issue at hand is that cultural nationalism is proudly asserted and claimed by BJP. Congress, on the other hand, has taken a hard Nehruvian turn, which wants a sharp division between state and religion. Though these lines were blurred till 2014 as the center of political discourse remained Nehruvian, today it lies on the margins, the center being occupied by Hindutva of the Parivar. How do we sum up today's events? A formality or direction that the Republic has taken? Some call it the Second Republic. What is the relationship between RSS and BJP now? Do BJP and RSS have a new cultural agenda? Modi is the most powerful RSS export to the outside politics. How do they see complete domination of Prime Minister Modi, both within and outside? But what is clear is that BJP has been able to fuse politics of marginalized community within the rubric of Hindutva politics. People call it subaltern Hindutva, but it allows marginalized communities to become part of BJP's cultural agenda, which opposition fails to counter through politics of social justice. Important point to note that is that Hindutva politics allows dignity through number of means: constitutional, social, religious, which left negates. It is through religion that spirituality emanates. On this topic, I am joined by renowned author Arun Anand. Arun, from Ayodhya to Kurukshetra, from Ramayana to Mahabharata, to the 350-year celebration of Guru's martyrdom, Prime Minister has fused lot of Indic traditions. Your opening comments.
I think, it all has to do with overall, as you were mentioning about cultural nationalism, the core pitch of and the common denominator, you can say, or the common factor of what happened in Ayodhya today and what happened in Kurukshetra today, the events which happened in Kurukshetra today. No, Acharya, I will give you a very anecdotal quote which will sum up all these events. The quote is from Acharya Dharmendra, a towering stalwart of Vishwa Hindu Parishad. He is no more. So he used to say कि अगर राजनीति को धर्म के खूंटे से नहीं बांधोगे तो वो लोकतंत्र की सारी घास चढ़ जाएगी. So this is the establishment of dharma, not religion, at the core of the governance. So this is basically the re-establishing of that civilizational value that dharma has to be at the core of everything, because dharma is something which is different from religion, and dharma is something which sustains everything.
Let me first take you to Ayodhya. Ayodhya was a cultural milestone in the history of RSS. They could have adopted any temple, but they chose to adopt Ayodhya. Those were the decisions made at top, and subsequently BJP came in the Himachal Pradesh session. Do you think that RSS has any other cultural agenda apart from Ayodhya? If Ayodhya is not there, they have not adopted Kashi and Mathura, people are doing their bit, then what is the other cultural agenda?
Actually, it's a kind of I wouldn't say it's kind of a misinterpretation or misconception at times that RSS takes up an agenda and then mobilize the society around that. It is the other way around. Whatever is the mood of the society, so RSS takes that up and then the society automatically gets mobilized. I'll give you a small example regarding this. In 1959, the RSS passed its first resolution on any temple, and that was regarding the Kashi Vishwanath temple. That a Bhavya Mandir should be built there, and we know that it's a disputed site also. Part of it is a disputed site, and there is a mosque there which was built by Aurangzeb by demolishing a part of the temple. Anyway, but in 1980s, the movement which it took up was not the Kashi Vishwanath temple movement. The movement which it took up was the Ram Janmabhoomi movement, because the general mood of the society was to take up that movement. So whatever the mood of the society is, that RSS will take up, and because RSS has more than 5 million kind of foot soldiers on the boots on the ground, so they keep on getting a sense. And they're very flexible regarding that also. I'll give you another quick example. Kartikeya, you would remember that in 1990s when Vajpayee government had come, and even before that when liberalization had begun, RSS was opposed to FDI in almost every sector.
Yes.
And today we are looking at, right from defense to insurance to, every sector, in many sectors, there is 100% FDI which is allowed, and there is no opposition from RSS. So RSS adapts itself according to the mood of the society, and that is the reason that it has not only survived, it has thrived over the last 100 years.
I know what you're saying, that RSS is not dogmatic when it comes to adapting to the cultural and the social changes. That is very visible in the 2018 the press interaction with Bhagwat had. He spoke on multiple issues, and the one which he also recently had in 2025. Let me take you to a different direction. I think the most powerful, famous, renowned export of RSS is Prime Minister Modi. There is no doubt about that. The previous Prime Minister had a different equation with the RSS. How do you see Prime Minister Modi's equation with the RSS? I'm not talking about organization or the leadership, because RSS is constituted by people.
I'll tell you, the equation between RSS and Prime Minister Modi is, of course, it's a very unique, because Prime Minister Modi has brought in, a very unique factor that he is the first unapologetic Hindu Prime Minister of India who is not apologetic about, being an advocate or being a votary of Hindutva. Yes. The only thing is that he sees Hindutva in a larger context. I think Atal Bihari Vajpayee and even leaders like LK Advani were also of the same ilk, but the thing is that due to the political compulsions at that time, so they could not be so assertive. But and I'm saying assertive because that's a very finer nuance which we have to understand.
Because of the coalition politics, I mean to say, you can say that because of the coalition politics, they had to run the government.
But Prime Minister, see, there were, and why wouldn't RSS be, perfectly happy with Prime Minister Modi? There were three core agendas of RSS, or three core issues. One was abrogation of Article 370, which has been done. Second was, construction of a Ram temple, which has been done. And the third one was Uniform Civil Code, which is basically work in progress. And then there are some minor issues also, minor points also, like they have brought in CAA. So this government is unapologetically carrying forward what, the RSS considers to be its civilizational agenda.
Arun, how do you see the issue of demography in the future political discourse of RSS, the demography of the country, especially that is getting affected at the margins?
The RSS has passed resolutions on this issue also, and in fact, when the issue actually big time came up when one of the think tanks which has an ideological affiliation with RSS, Center for Policy Studies, they came out with a study in 1990s when K. Sudarshan was the RSS chief regarding the changing religious demography, and it had a lot of data points about the fertility rates of Muslims and Hindus. So it's something which is on the top of the RSS concern, because the RSS clearly feels that wherever the religious demography changes, so that part there is a lot of volatility, and in that part there is an increasing threat to India's unity and integrity. We have seen that with insurgent movements in Northeast, and of course Pakistan happened, and in 1947. So that is why, if you will, you were there, Kartikeya, and Mohan Bhagwat ji, the RSS chief, he has been mentioning, and a lot of other senior functionaries of RSS have also been mentioning that Hindus should have, an X number of children, 3 or 4 children, or basically, to maintain that religious demography. In fact, it is increasingly being discussed within RSS circles what is happening in Europe also, because they are keeping a close watch the demography wherever the demography is changed in European cities. So we are seeing a lot of turmoil which is happening there. And when we're talking about demography, let me be very clear, it's basically about the growth of the Muslim population. They're not concerned about basically the demography. Yes, to some extent the Christian conversions also, which are like happening in Punjab and in some other states. But demography, yes, of course, it remains on the top of the agenda. But the point is basically now how they are going to handle it. That remains a big challenge, because it involves a lot of personal space issues, and in these times it is not easy to basically then the people will, and Hindus have a basic ethos whenever somebody tries to intervene too much into their personal space. So there is always a blowback, and it always backfires. So it's a very fine line, and think there is a lot of thinking process. In that context, the government and the RSS, they are on the same page.
Absolutely. Thank you, Arun. Thank you for making time, and that too on a last-minute request. So this was Arun Anand, an author who has written a number of books on RSS, understands the organization very well. So this is all I had on Point today. I'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you and good night.
अर्जुन कुछ भी पढ़े मेमोरी में नहीं रहता।
नो एडेड शुगर, प्रिजर्वेटिव के बिना डेट्स, बादाम,